under shade, the PSV lead the charge over the Eredivisie, but Ajax are breathing down their necks. Who's going to be in command in match number 5? We got it coming at you next. Right, folks, Bubbles Game on a prediction video today. We look forward to match number 5 in Ada Blader under shader Eredivisie, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you do, where you been? Smash your subscribe and get your bag out today with all things Dutch football related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related. We got it all here under one rooski. That's right, of course. PSV 4 wins out of 4, 100% record. That is right. Of course, Ajax though just a couple of points adrift, sitting in second spot. We'll take a look at that and more in just 1 second. Of course, before all that, I want a big shout out to the BRPs. That's right. We're talking about the pay a tree ons. We got
2 brand new patrons this past week, boys.
A big shout out to Conor Medlin, and of course Jim Watton for becoming the latest member of the Patreon gang. So well done to you, sir. Absolutely barbarious for becoming the latest member of the Patreon gang. Now let's talk a little bit about the Patreon gang, just in case you don't know. We're trying to get up to 20, 25, 30, maybe even more than that patrons. So to kind of show some support, some love for the channel from as little to as much. Check it all out. Patreon.com/ROCs. Now let's talk about a little bit about the perks coming to you at Patrons right here. And now, of course, the perks have been a bit shit over the course of time, but we're now kind of crank it up a little bit. Things are starting to settle down with the prediction leagues, and we're kind of starting to find a little bit more time to do these kind of things. So I'm going to be starting a brand new channel called Dirk's Daily Diary show. It's kind of a grand scheme of things. It's mainly a personal sort of channel because I think over the next 12 to 18 months things are going to get quite interesting for us. We may be moving house, we might be changing jobs and things like that. Lots of stuff going on. Might go back to England and all these kinds of, like, for a visit. So all these things will be quite cool to look back on. So I thought, you know what, let's do a channel about it. But we're going to grant first look access to the patrons, boys and girls. We're going to have a week ahead of time before it goes public. Yeah, a cracking new perk for the patrons. Of course, also added to that, we're going to be looking at creating a more some data for patrons to have a little look at in regards to the prediction leagues. For example, for the Dutch league here, maybe the day before the matches go live or something like that, there'll be some graphs to showcase you what everyone else has been predicting so far. So you can get maybe a little bit inside information about that. But that's, of course, to look forward to. But again, if you're interested, get involved. Patreon.com/ROCs. But anyway, we've got more to talk about right here, right now. So let's get in the deep end and bring you bang up to date with, of course, what's going on. Let's take a look at SC Twente, my boys. Over in the Dutchlands, picked up a win against Utrecht. 1-0 in the end. I went with a 2-0 win myself. Zwolle lost to Ajax. Of course, they did. 2-0 win for Ajax on that one. 3-0 win was my pick. Cambuur picked up a win against Go Ahead Eagles 5-2 in the end. I actually went with just a 1-0 win. AZ Alkmaar did lose to PSV to go top of the table, of course, as they do. Sparta Rotterdam picked up a win against Fortuna Sittard, 3-1 win in the end. I won with the 1-0 win myself. NEC Nijmegen picked up a 0-0 draw against Willem II. Feyenoord also, that was postponed. We'll have to come back to that another time. RKC Waalwijk lost to Vitesse 2-1 win in the end, and Groningen Heerenveen drew 1-1 in the end. Got myself 4 out of 8 there, so 50-50. This is the situation at the moment, and the table PSV lead the charge with 4 points, 12 points out of possible 4. Ajax though 2 points adrift, of course, picking up a draw against. Who was it? I can't remember who they blew draw against, but anyway, well, we can tell you about it in a minute. This is the situation for the prediction league. 4 points would have got you. Did somebody actually get 7? Did somebody actually get 7 on that one? That's quite impressive. Well done, Nadek. I was thinking I did pretty well for myself. 4 there, but 7 for Nadek. Well done to you, of course. So he's actually started the month of September in pretty tip-top shape, but so has the chasing back Russell Frost, Shane O'Donnell and Tom Steiner. They're also very, very good starts for them in the month of September. But anyway, let's take a look at the grand scheme of things at the moment. The overall kingpin for the Dutchlands is Nadek with 22 points. Tom Steiner not too far away either. Russell Frost and Winky in the charge as well. Then Liam 2000, Yannick Buster and Hans Worst make up your top 5. That's, of course, still early days, still getting involved. I think I cleaned it up a bit, so there should be no doubles. It should be legitimately what it is. But let's talk about the predictor of the month. That's right, we do have a predictor of the month for the month of August, but what does that actually mean? So I'll talk about that right here, right now. Of course, the predictor of the month gives you a Willy Wonka-style golden ticket to a grand prize draw at the end of the season. Of course, at the end of the season, we'll take all of the predictors of the month and, of course, put them in a hat, or a spinner, or a name generator, and, of course, one of those names will come out grand prize winner for predictor of the month. There'll be a kind of predictor of the season or something like that, even though we will have a grand prize winner for the most points, but of course this will be a separate sort of sidebar to that separate sidebar will win a prize, whether it be a t-shirt or a $10 Amazon card or something along those lines. Now, a couple of little disclaimers: there can actually be multiple winners of predictor of the month. For example, August, there might be 3 names, there might be 2 names, there might be 1 name, there might be 10 names, who knows. But of course it equates to how many points you accumulated in the month that we're in. So of course Last time it was August. This time we're looking at September. So even though you might be top of the table by 50 points at the end of a month, it's what happened in that current month that will determine if you win the prize or not. And there can actually be multiple winners. I talked about that. And of course, if you win multiple months, let's say Russell Frost wins August and he wins October and then he wins June or whatever, then he has 3 tickets, golden tickets into the draw. Hopefully that explains everything. But of course, let's take a look at the winner for this month. Predictor of the month. It is... Well, there's 4 of you buggers. Look at that. Look at that. Winky, Tom Stain, and Anna Game, and Liam 2000 are your predictors of the month for the Eredivisie for the month of August. Now, you go into this. This is the table of the name of the Wall of Fame, so to speak. Of course, and again, if you do very well in the month of September, you might have a second name in there. Of course, right here, right now, it is leading. Who is it? We talked about it. It's this. Well, shoot. Who the bloody heck's going on there? It's Nana Cam is leading at the moment. So well done to you. Predictor of the months. There you go. So Nana Cam already in command for maybe winning us back-to-back predictors of the month. But of course, it could all change very, very soon. Let's get into the deep end then, shall we? Of course, take a look at the next round of matches for the Dutchies, which of course will be match number 5. So let's get into it using the code CUTLY4/Dutch. Let's get into it. Of course, starting with Sparta Rotterdam up against NEC Nijmegen. It's taking place on Friday, September 17th. Played there 41 times since 1994. 19 wins for Sparta, 13 wins for Nijmegen, and 9 draws. The biggest win for Sparta, 3-0 win. The biggest win there was a 4-0 win. Last time played over in Sparta was a 1-0 win for Sparta. That was back in March 2019. Sparta competition 1 win in 6 games. So then, meanwhile, Nijmegen just 1 defeated past 6 for them. Looking very, very good for them at the moment. Nijmegen competition on the back of that draw against Willem II. Of course, Sparta competition on the back of that win against Fortuna Sittard. Odds on this one 2019 on issue Sparta 11-4 issue NEC Nijmegen 5-2 issue draw. I think I've gone with a win. Oh shit. I think I've gone with a win for Sparta on this one. 1-0 win in the end. Take it to the bank. Big win they need as well. Next up we got Heerenveen taking on Fortuna Sittard. This takes place on Saturday the 18th of September. Played each other 20 times since 1995. 12 wins for Heerenveen, 5 wins for Sittard and 3 draws. The biggest win for Heerenveen was a 6-1 win. The biggest win was a 3-1 win. Last time played each other, of course, over in Heerenveen was a 3-1 win for Sittard. Of course, that was back in January 2021. Sittard are actually just 1 defeat the past 6 games. They're looking very, very good at the moment. Meanwhile, Heerenveen coming to this also 1 defeat the past 5 for them. Of course, they coming to the back of that draw against Groningen. Sittard coming to the back of that loss against Sparta. Odds on this one, we have 4-3 on is your Heerenveen, 11-4 is your draw, and 10-3 on is your Sittard. They are your underdogs, but I've gone with a 2-1 win for Heerenveen as well. Sticking to the hosts and the favourites on this one. Next up, Willem II up against Groningen. Looking also on Saturday, September the 18th. Play each other 48 times since 1993, 19 wins apiece, 10 draws, of course. The biggest win for Willem II was a 5-0 win. The biggest win there was a 7-1 win. Willem coming to just 1 defeat about 6 games for them, 75% for. Meanwhile, Groningen just 1 win in 6 for them. Their biggest win, did I tell you, 7-1 win over Willem II. The biggest win there was a 5-0 win. Last time over in Wilhelm was a 3-2 win for Groningen. They've actually won the back-to-back wins over Wilhelm, 12 back-to-back wins over, of course, last season. That was back in January 14th, 2021. Of course, coming into this, Groningen back-to-back, they drew with Heerenveen. As for Willem II, they also come to the back of that draw against NEC Nijmegen. What do we have in the draw? The bookies odds on this one. What do we have on this? We have 29-20 is your Willem II, 7-4 is your Groningen, and 12-5 is your draw. I've gone with a away win on this one. Groningen taking the bags. Next up, of course, Ajax up against Cambuur Leeuwarden. That's right, over at Ajax. The Amstel Arena, is that what they call it? No, it's actually the Johan Cruyff Arena. Played the 13 times in 1993. 2 wins for Cambuur, 10 wins for Ajax, and 1 draw. Of course, Ajax came to just 1 defeat the past 6 games for them. Meanwhile, Cambuur back-to-back wins for them. Their biggest win, Cambuur, in fact, the only win, in fact, scrap that, the biggest win over Ajax was a 4-1 win. The biggest win for Ajax over Cambuur was a 5-1 win. Last time played over in Ajax was a 5-1 win for Ajax back in November 2015. It's been a while. However, last time they played each other, these two sides, it was a win for Cambuur back in December 2016. It was in Cambuur, and it was in the KNVB Becker. That's right. Of course, Ajax comes to this back of that win against Zwolle. Cambuur comes to this with a big win against Go Ahead Eagles. Actually, back-to-back wins for Cambuur at the moment. Looking very, very good for themselves. Look at the odds, 30-10 as your hosts. Scrap that. It is 9-1 on is your hosts. Red Hot Favorites, 8-1 is your draw. 18-1 is your long shots. That's Cambuur on this. 3-0 win for Ajax on this. Take it to the bank. Next up, we have Utrecht taking on RKC Waalwijk. These two sides play each other 42 times since 1993. 24 wins for Utrecht, 12 wins for Waalwijk, and 6 draws. The biggest win for Utrecht, 5-0 win. The biggest win there was a 4-0 win. Of course, Utrecht coming to this with just 1 defeat, past 5 for them. Waalwijk coming to this just 1 win in 6. Of course, last time played each other over in Utrecht was a 3-1 win for Utrecht. They've actually won Back-to-back wins over Waalwijk. Of course, that last match in Utrecht was back in September 2020. Utrecht coming to us back at that loss against Twente. Meanwhile, Waalwijk coming to us back at that loss against Vitesse Arnhem. On this one, we have a 10-3 on as your hosts. 70-4 is your draw. 91 is your long shots as RKC Waalwijk. Hosts will win this one for me. 2-0 win. In the end, go ahead Eagles will take on PEC Zwolle on Sunday, September the 19th. Now, these two sides have played 26 times 2003. 6 wins for Go Ahead Eagles, 17 wins for Zwolle. And we got 3 draws, of course. Biggest win for Go Ahead Eagles, 4-1 win. The biggest win there is a 4-0 win. Of course, Go Ahead Eagles coming to us with just 1 defeat the past 3 games. Meanwhile, Zwolle, I think they're rooted to the bottom of the table. Of course, 6 defeats on the bounce. 0% form, of course. Coming into this last time, in over at the Die Aldershot, was a 3-1 win for Zwolle. That was back in March 2017 in the Eredivisie. Of course, what do we look at? Go Ahead Eagles coming to us back at that loss against Cambuur. Zwolle coming to us back at that loss against Ajax. Eagles are the favourites, 30-10 for the victory, 20-10 is your Zwolle, 94 is your draw. Gone with a 0-0 draw myself on this one. Maybe Zwolle will get the first points on the campaign to move forward. Next up, a bit of a zinger here. We have PSV taking on Feyenoord. That's right, taking place on Sunday, September the 19th. Played 63 times in the past, 26 wins for Feyenoord, 25 wins for PSV, and 12 draws. The biggest win for PSV over Feyenoord was a 10-0 win. Wow, we were the biggest win of the way, just a 3-0 win. They come into this PSV, just 1 defeat past 6 games in all competitions, of course. Meanwhile, Feyenoord back-to-back defeats for them. Last time played in PSV over at the Philips Stadium was a 1-1 draw back in March 2021. They come into PSV with a win against Alkmaar AZ. Meanwhile, Feyenoord come into with the back of that loss against Utrecht. Their last game was, of course, postponed. Look at the odds on this one. We have 11-8 on PSV, 14-5 is your 7-2 is your away win. That's Feyenoord on this. 3-2 win, goals galore, 5-goal thriller going in favour of PSV in the end. Next we have another zinger as Vitesse Arnhem against Marbo's FC Twente. Now these two sides have played each other 57 times since 1993, 21 wins apiece and 15 draws. The biggest win over each other, 5-0 win. Wow, of course. Twente coming to just 2 wins and 2 defeats in the past 4 games. Meanwhile, Enschede coming to Twente coming to just 1 win and 6 for them. Last time played over in Vitesse Arnhem over at the Gorilla Dome was a 2-0 win for Twente. That was back in February 2021. They're actually, whatever. Of course, Twente coming to with a 1-0 win over Utrecht last round. Meanwhile, Vitesse coming to also to the back of that win against Waalwijk. Look at the odds on this one. Even Stevens is your Vitesse, 5-2 is your draw, and 30-5 is your away win. That's FC Twente. I think I've gone with a draw. No, gone with the hosts on this one. 2-1 win in the end to take it to the bank. And then finally, we have Heracles Almelo taking on AZ Alkmaar over in the Eredivisie Castillo. Played 33 times in the past since 2005. 25 wins for AZ, 5 wins for Almelo, and 3 draws. The biggest win for Heracles, 2-0 win. The biggest win there is a 5-0 win. Heracles Almelo comes to us without a win in 4. Meanwhile, AZ Alkmaar with the 2 wins in the past 3 games. Of course, last time played in Heracles Almelo was a 2-1 win for AZ Alkmaar. They've actually won their last 4 in the bounce against Almelo, of course. They come to this on the back of that loss against PSV, though. Meanwhile, Heracles Almelo come to this on the back of that loss against NEC Nijmegen. Look at the odds. We have 50-4 as your host, 10-7 on as your AZ, 11-4 as your draw. Of course, AZ Alkmaar should win this one. I've just gone with a 1-0 win. In the end, be sure to get your video, of course, some love, and of course, make sure you get your picks in using the code /Dutch. That's right. But that's it, my friends. That's all I've got for you. Be sure to give the video some love and smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Check out the links down below on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and of course, Patreon as well. Until then, give us some love, and also check out the link to patreon.com/RoverSeas if you want to show some love to the channel in another way. That's the best place to do it. But until then, see you soon. Mask up, be safe, and until then, I'll see you later. We are done.